Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to The Morning Hustle. Is a dude who has been inspiring many for years, and he back with a brand new offering and brand new business ventures to empower the world. Ladies and gentlemen, the one, the only, Jeezy!
What up, though? What up, though? Top of the top.
Woo! You had us worried for a little bit.
Yeah.
You know, because at one point in time, I guess it was at the end of 2019, it was like, being said that this was Jeezy's last album.
Right.
And everybody knew there's no way in hell my man gonna walk away the game, but not with the catalog you got.
Yeah, it was like Rich Porter. Missed the game, baby.
Yo, the game needs you, man. And
Yeah.
the first thing we got off this new project is I Ain't Gonna Hold Ya.
Yes, shout out to DJ Drama.
You slid on that thing.
Yeah, that's fun right there.
And it sounded familiar in a good way.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't you revisiting an old sound. It was you improving on the original design.
Yeah, that's what was dope about this project. It was like, we both up. There ain't no secret. And it's just like seeing Jordan and Pippen playing in your backyard. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just having fun. You know what I mean? So this was like therapeutic for both of us. We just did the B-side concert. It was
Which was crazy. Yeah.
But all those records that we had done is history.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I remember giving them Streets is Watching. I remember giving them Trap or Die to put his drops on it. So it just like going through those songs was like therapeutic. And this was nothing different. This process was like, calling each other back and forth. What you think about this? This is dope. You know what? I'm gonna do this and whoop, and we're going back and forth. And it was therapeutic, bro. Like I want everybody to get back to get money.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I get it. You deserve the pills, whatever. But I want you to get back to getting your paper, man. Taking care of your folks.
I love that you did the B-side joint because I feel like that's you always taking care of the hood and knowing that the streets, those are the records that, I mean, we always rock with your radio records, but those are the Trap or Die records, word for word. I could tell you every single word from Trap or Die from, what was that,
05.
03, 05, yeah,
04,
right?
05,
Yeah, so for you to come out and still be rocking to those records and everybody knowing each and every, how does that feel to you?
Choir practice. Let the church say.
Right.
No, it's amazing, and that's what tells me, I have to be here. I feel a little way about the OG word. I ain't nothing original about gangster, but I'm the big homie.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm the one who did it, and I continue to push and thrive. But also, that's a bar to make timeless music. It's only a few of us that have made timeless music where you're gonna be able to hear it and be like, I remember when I was doing, and it's still cool.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's not like something you hear, you're like, yeah, I used to rock with that, but I don't no more. So to see that after all these years and seeing it still make people rejoice, it's like, damn, it just, everything you went through, it was worth it.
Yeah.
Like,
How
what do
long
you
did it
think
take you to
the
do
secret
this
is-
project, though? Because, how long did it take you to do this project? Because I was told
Right.
that, like, about 3 weeks ago, you was like, yo, we getting in with drama, and I want this project put out.
Right. It only took about a month.
That's crazy.
Yeah, and it took a focused month though. Like, cut everything out.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Just really got back in my zone. Had to pull them whips out of the garage. I ain't seen them forever. Had to go in the safe and get a few chains out. You know what I mean? Switch some watches out. Put the plain Janes up. And grab my stunner shades. And I was like, all right, let's do this.
Yeah.
And no, it was just it was fun. It was really dope because I was going back and forth from drum studio to my studio. And it was coming to my studio, and it was just like over those couple of weeks, I just started to see things that they was doing that I was really proud of what they had going on, and vice versa.
Right.
Yeah.
We was able to like have those type of conversations. So
You
that
know,
was dope.
and this is like a two-part question, right? So, you talked about how, like, you kind of, like, slowed everything down so you could put all the energy in to making this music, which I'd imagine lends to the fact that that's why these songs have such a good, strong shelf life.
Right.
Because there's intent behind it.
Right.
And then even when you mention you pulling out the old whips and the old chains that,
Right.
just kind of put you in a nostalgic mind state.
Right.
Like, what is the oldest relic that you have from
That
your
I have?
hustling days?
Probably my first Rolex.
Say word.
Yeah, I bought it when I was like 15,
How much?
14, 15. Probably like 22,000.
For real?
It was rose gold with baguettes around the bezel and the green face. And then I would say probably my snowman piece. You know what I mean? I had that since 05.
Now, what kind of special occasions do you bring these pieces out for?
Man, I mean, sometimes you just want to look at them. some people told me I should do the snowman on the NFT.
True.
You know what I'm saying? But you know what's crazy? I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't really think about the accolades. You know what I'm saying? I'm more so when I'm out. Like I was walking the streets in New York yesterday and doing my interviews, and people run up to me like, "Yo, man, you just have no idea how you changed my life and what you done for me, man. That's why I do it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's the fulfillment for me. And the other stuff I just happened because I lost a lot of stuff too. Just so we clear, like I had things that I should have kept. that I was just
As in you just like traded them in, upgraded.
no, it's
took
just
them.
like I let somebody wear it and don't call back. You know what I mean? Like I wouldn't because I don't really I'm not a
materialistic
person. Yeah, you know
Can
what I'm
I see
saying?
your watch real quick?
Let's
No,
see it.
I mean like on my wrist. And
Oh, yeah.
She'll leave town.
That was good.
Thank you. So we did attend the Snowball, and
what?
yes, that was something that we had a great time
Yup.
at.
Yeah.
And you actually auctioned off some jewelry there
Yes.
for the kids.
Yeah,
And
shout
y'all
out-
raised over $200,000.
Yeah, shout out to Atlanta Luxury Watches over there off of what is that? Roswell Road. They donated a watch. Shout out to my man Jerry. He donated a fine piece of art. Shout out to my sister Rosalina. She donated a 12-carat ring. And we auctioned off, and I think we raised about $500,000 for inner city kids. Shout out to Tony Robbins though. That's my guy, man. Tony Robbins. Every time I've ever done a fundraiser, he always, because I ask him certain questions, and the first thing he goes is, "Jeezy, whatever you raise, I'm gonna match you.
Nice.
That's great.
Or whatever you do, I'm gonna
Right.
match you." And he gives me odds and ends stuff to, just to help me through it. Shout out to Will Packer.
Oh my God, he
For
did a
hosting.
phenomenal
For
job.
hosting. I told him his next gig is the Grammys. He got
He's
to do it.
hilarious. I
Yes.
couldn't believe we
Yes.
were laughing the whole
I don't know
time.
why he doesn't do a movie where he's out front and center. And I know
Right.
it's risky when people are
Right.
used to seeing you behind
Oh,
the
come
scenes.
on, Tyler Perry.
Will is a movie. Will is a movie himself.
He
Yeah.
is.
And shout out to everybody that came, man. I mean, I just love to see my people, in great clothes, tuxedos, and wine dresses, and everybody just out feeling good, man. It was great, and it was like my birthday, so I was trying to do something to give back on my day.
Yeah.
Because I felt like that's something I really wanted to do. So shout out to everybody that came through the Snowball. But think about that,
Yeah.
a fundraiser, a gala called the
It was
Snowball.
a gala. That wasn't just a fun. That was
No,
a
but see,
gala.
I was even impressed at the stuff that you were doing years before that, because
Right.
that's not the first time you made the city guzzy up and come
Right,
out
right,
for
right,
you. I
right,
think you
yeah.
did something not too far from Antico's, this like
Yep.
maybe 6 years ago,
Yep,
7
yep.
years ago. And it was a nice event in the middle
Right.
of the week, and people that you normally would see in jeans and sneakers,
Right.
they
It
was
came
in
out
their
nice.
funeral fresh.
Yeah, you got to do it, man. And it was for a great cause for my foundation, my nonprofit, Street Dreams.
Yeah.
And that's for inner city kids. We teach them, it's all type of different curriculums for them, but it's definitely for inner city kids.
And the 29th of September was deemed Jeezy Day,
Yes.
right? And I decided that we should change the name and just
Okay.
call it Snow Day.
I love that even better. she's on brand.
So to go with everything else, like Snowfall, your album that's coming out right now. I
Today.
do want to talk to you about some tracks that not only that we heard,
Okay.
but one that I heard about. And
Okay.
this is obviously going to be a big thing because this person, we have been waiting for music for her for quite some time. But I heard Rihanna is going to be on the album.
Okay, so let me clarify that.
Uh-oh.
Is it a sample?
So what happened was we was doing the project.
Okay.
And we had all the songs that we wanted to put people on. And Rihanna was one, Kanye was one, and whoever else.
Yeah.
Rihanna was one of the people that we couldn't get done in time.
Ah.
Right. So, but it was on the list that leaked on the on my page.
Gotcha.
And somebody got it, and it was like, "Yo, Rihanna on the album." So now I gotta have this conversation with Riri.
Yeah, because I really thought, because I'm like,
Right, man.
Mine?
Yeah.
I thought that was the name of this. I thought she was
Yeah.
coming out at the Super Bowl. We was ready for it.
No, we still could do it. Hit me up.
Let's get it.
Yeah,
Phone.
So Hard would sound good in them big Super
Yo,
Bowl
I'm trying
stadium
to tell
speakers.
Riri, I know you're gonna put your track list together for the Super Bowl, but we got to do that So Hard, baby. I'm telling you, we
Come
on
on
fire.
now.
We on fire out here in the streets right now. You need the streets.
Now,
Agreed.
you just mentioned Kanye. Kanye's still on the album?
It's
It's a little hot over
we'll
there
talk
right now.
offline.
Well, so if I was you, I'd be careful because he also got you kicked off of the shop because you went and filmed the episode and you were there as well.
We'll talk about that offline.
That as well too.
Okay.
So, but you are going to be doing another episode with Tyler Perry, correct?
Yes.
Okay, so do you know Tyler Perry outside of?
We've met a few times, but like this is gonna be interesting.
Yeah, that's a safer bet for sure.
Yeah, this is like you want me to have a
yeah, and I can see
if Tyler Perry says something,
then it's you, Jeezy. Okay.
Right. I'm just gonna remove myself and bow gracefully. You know what I'm saying?
What about Jeezy in a Tyler Perry movie?
I would do it though.
You would?
One of the more serious joints, or would you do a straight up comedy?
I could do both.
Okay.
Yeah, I could do both.
I could see that.
Yeah, I could do both.
Not the fighting scenes that they have.
I couldn't do Madea, but I could do. Yeah.
Yeah, one of them ones that has more media
I could be
plot.
a little serious. I could be like a lawyer.
I like it.
An accountant or something. You know what I'm saying? I could do that.
For everybody who's been on this journey with you, Jeezy, it's so dope to see the evolution. You go from a street entrepreneur to a full-fledged businessman with mad operations.
Yes.
Now to a married man, new
Yes.
father in the game.
Yes.
Like, wife and new kid aside.
Right.
What keeps you up at night?
Man, just being the big homie, just pushing the envelope and continue to evolve and showing, the generation that's coming up next that, you can continue on your path. You know what I mean? You can keep your same integrity, your dignity, your values, your morals, but you can evolve as well. You know what I'm saying? You can continue to push the envelope. And then as you look at this, Nod Cognac,
We sipping on it.
Yeah, we sipping on early breakfast. But, people don't know I had a tequila deal, you know what I'm saying, with Avion.
I used to drink that
And I grinded it up and sold it to Pernod Ricard. But that was a big thing for me because that changed the game. But it also showed me how hungry I still was because, that was enough for me to kind of like fall back for real.
A lot of people would have got complacent.
Right? You know what I'm saying? I could have moved to the Bahamas or somewhere, you know what I mean? Been chilling. But at the same time, I just feel like I got to lead by example, which is one of the reasons why I really wanted to do this project, because I wanted to come back and be like, yo, you can continue to do the things that you are great at, but you can also get great at other things. You don't let nobody tell you can only be a great brother or father or cousin or whatever it is that you do. It's other things in the world that you can do, and that's what keeps me going. Like, that's my fulfillment when I'm out in another grown. Like I had Wallow from $1 Million Worth of Game. Tell me the illest thing ever. I'm sitting there, he interviewing, and he goes, yeah, the first time I heard Les Brown, I heard it on your album, on Win.
Yeah.
And he said, I started to research him while I was in prison, and when I got out, that's what made me want to do the motivational stuff I do now. That's to me, is like why I keep doing it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because it's just like, it's those things you just never know that people are watching. I just had one of my homies tell me, they did something in their life because they saw me do it, and it just made them know that it was okay. And that's my thing, because as a culture, we can always try to box each other in.
Right.
Like, you can only do this. You can only be that. I'll be damned.
I
don't need no validation from nobody. You know what I'm saying? And at the same time, because everybody cheering for you, you're going to be booing anyway. And at the end of the day, it's like if something happened bad to you, like we've seen in the past, ain't nobody writing you no letters in prison. Ain't nobody taking care of your kids when you gone. So it doesn't matter. So for me, I got one life. I'm going to live it the way I want to live it. And when anybody thinks about me, ain't none of my spiritual business. You know what I'm saying? I'm just going to do what I do and be great at it. If I fail at something, I'm going to try it again. But at the same time, I employ a lot of people that have visions of their own. So I want them to go out and live their dreams and do what they do. And whatever we do together, let that be a part of their history. But that's not the end all be all.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, if you can get in my mix and head on your path, that's what I would love to see, because I want to sit back one day. I had this I did this bike drive, and Ambassador Young was there, and he was telling a story about this kid that was so ambitious that he ended up mentoring, and he said, the kid was doing bad in school, and he stuck with him, and he said he got him in college, and the kid was just like, yo, I don't think I'm gonna graduate college. He was like, the hell you're not, and he stuck with him the whole time, and the end result was, when Ambassador Young did the big deal for the Atlanta airport, he said, you wouldn't believe who gave me the loan.
Wow.
Say word.
The kid.
Wow.
That's amazing.
You know what I'm saying?
That's a great
the kid
story.
became the president of a big hedge fund, and he was able to give him the money for the Atlanta airport. So I'm saying my point of case is I want to see everybody around me do better than I have, because that's why I'm here.
Right.
Let me be that vessel. But at the same time, same thing culturally.
Yeah.
I want to see these young cats go farther than I and live longer than I did. You know what I mean? Because it's like, why not? You know what I'm saying? Like, why not?
And Jeezy, you really evolved when it comes to even like situations that you had or different altercations, like with Freddie Gibbs. The other day, he sat down on Bootleg Cavs podcast, and he said that y'all ran into each other in the airport, and y'all actually put your differences aside. Y'all gave each other a hug, and y'all talked it out. Now, that I love that, because we've seen also the Gucci situation. But what was it between you and Freddie Gibbs? He said it was musically, but the jabs and stuff did come. How did you just put that all aside and be like, listen, let's just move forward?
Well, two things. When the first thing is when I heard Nas hip hop is dead, and I took offense to it, and I said what I said on the radio. I don't know if y'all remember that. And when I got out of the radio station, somebody from, it might have been, who was with me? Was it you or it might have been Tracy? But she was like, "Yo, Pecos called me. He was working at Def Jam.
Right.
He said Nas wants to talk to you. He's on the phone." I was like, I'm ready.
Yeah.
Put him on. He said, "Yo, what's up, King?" You know, he's like, "How you feeling?" I was like, "Yo, I want you." He's like, "No. Let me just explain to you what I'm saying and how it had nothing to do with you." But he was calm.
Right.
He didn't match my energy, and that always stuck with me. So when the thing happened with me and Gibbs, I understood he was frustrated. It didn't. I ain't match his energy because he's an artist. He has the right to be frustrated. Just that. But what I got out of the whole thing and started to understand is, you know, as black men, we got to just learn how to communicate with each other.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying? That's because it's all communication. You have the right to think different. You know what I'm saying? I don't have the right to tell you how you're feeling or what you think, and then you vice versa. And if we can have that and walk away and be like, I respect, you know, where you stand, you respect where I stand, and that's just that.
Yeah.
But it's all communication. Anything I ever been in, when it comes to what I do, whether it's business or anything, it's just communication. I mean, even in life. You know what I mean? Some of your best friends, you know, if you guys don't communicate well, you're going to have an on and off relationship. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, y'all cool this week, but next week, you unfollow her.
I mean, I don't think you could be as great at business as you are and be a bad communicator. And even seeing how you navigate through the business. I mean, you've had issues with certain artists. It seems like you pieced up most of them. And then even like getting through what I consider, and probably many people will agree, the most tense versus battle ever witnessed on the other side of a phone watching a verse, and you maintained your cool the entire time.
Well, that has a lot to do with me, though. Okay. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm at peace. Right. You know what I'm saying? I'm at peace, bro.
How do you get there, though?
I mean, it takes a lot of work.
Yeah.
I can tell you that. It takes a lot of work, and it ain't had nothing to do with rapping or nothing. Like, you just coming from where I come from. It's a lot of trauma with that, bro. And I just had to fix things that went on in my childhood that made me feel certain ways about things. I just had to do the work. You know what I mean? I don't
like with therapy, Jeezy?
I mean, I have before, of course. But and accepting things too, and going back and having conversations with people that I felt wronged me in my past, including some of my family members or people that I came up with that I felt like, you know, put their trauma on me. Or made me feel a way about certain things, and that just really, like, you know how you say, you know, and not everybody, because everybody don't deserve that, but you know how people might say you just got to forgive somebody, because walking around with hatred and it's a grudge. It's like trying to, you know, poison your enemy, but you're poisoning yourself.
Right. Holding on to it.
They don't care.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They on with their life. You walking around, you mad every day. You know what I'm saying? But for what? And when I came to the grist with that, you know, it just like, I don't react anymore. You know what I'm saying? If it's not an immediate threat, I don't have to react. Just because somebody comes at me with a certain type of energy, I can handle it, but it's how I handle it. Just imagine if Nas would have match my energy.
Right.
We probably had one of the biggest rap beats.
That would have been ugly, man. And fans don't want to see it, especially when it's two people they love and respect so much.
But at the same time, you're like, yo, man, come on, bro. Like, listen, you know, first, especially if you get on the phone and somebody call you king, you're like, hold on.
Yeah, you're like, wait a minute,
Is
hold
this
on.
a trick?
But with the verses, you did say it was one of the best outcomes that could have possibly been. And even though there was certain key moments where people deemed as really like, it was trying to knock you off of your cool, right?
Right.
But Gucci did come out during the Revolt Summit
Right.
just a couple weeks ago and say he actually regretted saying the, you know the line. I don't have to repeat it.
Right.
But I'm saying that. So where is you and Gucci's relationship right now? Do y'all have one? Tour, never, like,
I mean,
what is it?
I would be lying if I said that we wasn't on the tour. We was. You know what I'm saying? I think we coexist there.
Yeah.
Street Kings joint, right?
Yeah. And that was fine. Like,
it was a tour.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. But no, y'all not gonna be going like to each other's houses anytime soon.
Depending pool water temperature.
Right. Just so you know, I don't go to anybody's house.
Okay, so we'll put it like that. That's fine.
I still got that street life in me. I still move how I move.
What about, you said you did a lot of work and working on yourself with family. We know you had a situation with your oldest son. And what's the relationship like now?
That's my guy. I love him.
Yeah.
He's my best friend.
And what did it take for y'all to get there? Because there's people, obviously, we see
Right.
that's having issues with their sons,
Right.
who's kind of going back and forth on the internet. Like,
Right.
what advice could you have for somebody?
I don't have advice for anyone.
Not particularly an artist, but anyone with a child.
It's all work in progress. But again, you know, I just put my ego aside.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And I communicate.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I understand that he's dealing with things that I might not ever understand because I'm not growing up in his generation.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like, they look at how they growing up. It's internet. It's Instagram. They competing with the world. I was only competing with people in my neighborhood. You know what I'm saying? So it's like different, and it just like, I just, you know, listen, talk to me. What's going on? You know what I mean? And I'm present with him when we speak, rather than trying to like tell him what I know.
Got you.
You know what I'm saying? Just like, because he's his own man. I got to hear him out. You know, if he wants my advice, I give it. But if not, I'm there to listen. You know what I'm saying? I'm there to understand. But that's my guy. That's my best friend.
Now, overall, like, you know, being that you've been able to do so much for your kids and provide so much, to some degrees, do you feel like sometimes your success has been a detriment? Because, you know, sometimes, you know, when we know how we had to hustle and struggle to get to where we are,
You know when people know you too, though. This is a very good interview. Let me say that.
Thank you.
appreciate you.
I've been around the world. This is real. Snowfall out today.
Cop that.
But
yeah, you know, so you provide all the things you provide, but the kids never have to struggle because you was able to provide everything.
I'm gonna be honest. Yes, in certain areas, because you know there's a sense of entitlement. You know what I'm saying? However, you know, I do my best to be fair. But at the same time, it's like I want them to be ready for the world. So I'm not gonna never make it so easy that you don't understand that the world does not care about you.
Right.
Because they don't.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You can go out here and kick, scream, holler. Ain't nobody moving the muscle, bro. You know, but that's why it's always about family. And my thing is I always want, you know, my kids to understand that there's nothing in this world they can't do if they give it everything they have. And if they fail, we're going to try it again tomorrow. Because instead of asking them, how was your day? I'll ask them sometimes, what you feel at today? You know, what did you feel at? Really? How did it make you feel? Wow. So tomorrow we should try it again, right? We're going to figure it out. And that's my, you know what I mean? Because it's okay to fail.
Yeah. Now, what's the biggest thing you feel like you failed at, but you bounced back from it and it made you better at something else?
Well, a lot of things. But if I had a regret, I think it would be nourishing my relationships. I messed up a lot of good relationships in my early years, just based off the fact that I had my own trauma, my own like morals and codes, because I came from the street. So I'm getting into an industry where I'm like, you know, I'm rough around the edges. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of things I was doing and saying or handling people like served me well in the streets, but it doesn't serve you when you're dealing with regular people who just want to do their job, or don't know the codes of the street, because they're not living by that. You know what I mean? But for you, you're living by that, and over time, you know, you think after like 10 years go by, you don't realize that how you might have handled somebody 10 years ago, they never forgot that.
Right.
Yeah, that's
You know
key.
what I'm saying? They never. You know what I mean? And they like, you see him out, you're like, yo, what up? They're like, oh my God. You know? Like, no, man.
You don't remember?
Yeah.
But one word you mentioned a lot since you've been here is traumas, and everybody has traumas, and maybe a lot of people don't even know how to identify what a trauma was because
You're a black man in America,
effed
you
up is
have
normal to
trauma.
some of us.
If you're a black man in America, you have trauma.
But what turned the key for you to start realizing what your traumas were and to start making improvements in your life that you could repair these bridges?
Well, I think a lot of it is with my music because it was therapeutic for me.
Okay.
It was journaling. You know what I'm saying? And understanding where I'm at in life. But then when I started to like not really care about what people thought and started taking care of my star player, you know what I'm saying? I just started to understand and see things clearly. Like I wasn't, you know, hanging and partying like the way I used to. I started getting rest. I started drinking water. I started, you know what I'm saying? I started just doing
difference.
things that regular people do.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yo, I feel good. You know what I'm saying? I got in the gym. You know what I mean? It's like, you know, you went from being a thug to a sex symbol. You know what I mean? Overnight. It's like, okay, I can do this. But you just started taking care of yourself, and it's like a well-oiled machine. You just started to feel better. And when I go back to the trauma thing is, you know, a lot of that is taking care of yourself. It's self-care, self-love. You know, you got to be good with you. And when I started being good with me and I didn't need any validation from the outside, things just started to work better for me.
And we saw the difference. You slimmed down, body got right, everything.
Right, it just helped me. You know what I'm saying? And by the way, it helps you in business as well because I was able to make sound decisions. You know what I'm
Clear
saying?
head.
Now I'm not, I got clear head. I'm not just moving, you know, anxiously. I got time to think about what it is I want to do and how I want to do it and who I need to sit down with to get it done. And those things just started to really work for me. And then they just opened up, you know, just more doors of being able to have conversations with people and then sitting down and be like, yo, man, you know, I know this happened, you know, when you know, we didn't agree on this, but just so you know, this is where I'm at now.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I see your point. You know what I'm saying?
That's
you know,
big.
it's like, you know, when Ye said Sway had all the answers, I was like, yo, see, you get it.
So there was also a lot of rumors going around with
Uh-oh,
Jeannie, saying that she
I
was.
can't answer none of that.
But you're a part of it.
Okay.
But saying that she may be joining the Housewives.
No, she ain't never
Could
said
we
that.
see you being on the Housewives?
Listen, one thing about mine, she a G. Like we ain't doing nothing.
Y'all
like
not
that.
doing none of that.
No peach in one
Big
hand, gun in
rumor.
the other? No.
Nah, we ain't doing none of that.
So that's a big rumor. So when it comes down to like bills and stuff like that, do you
Uh-oh.
take
Snowfall.
care of everything? I want to know.
Snowfall.
Because they talk about that with women. She's successful as well.
She's definitely successful, but
Yeah.
I'm gonna let her answer her
Okay.
part. You know what I'm saying? You know.
So it ain't like you gotta pay the light bill and then I got everything else.
Well, one thing I can say about mine, she good. So if anything need to be handled, we good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then so also the BMF documentary is set to come out on Stars. And I know early on you couldn't see BMF without Jeezy.
Right.
Jeezy would be with BMF everywhere.
Right.
Now, how's your relationship with any of the guys? Because we know it was a little bit of a something, but are y'all
Right.
good? Are you good?
I'm always gonna have love for the homies.
Yeah.
I was in St. Louis and J-Bo and Tito and all the guys came to my show. Shout out to J-Bo and you know, like Meech's my brother.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And that's just that, you know, and that's you know, I respect and appreciate what they're doing, especially to be able to put his son in that position.
Yes.
And I told him that's some real Ice Cube stuff
It
right
is,
there. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, it's like, you know, I respect what they have going on. But when people ask me about it, it's not my story to tell.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's just like we started hanging at a time where we both was in a space and it just happened to be lightning in a bottle.
It was like the perfect time.
You know what I'm saying? So it's
crazy.
like, but whatever happened before that, I don't even,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? So it's just like, you know, but no, it's love, man. I'm happy for him. I'm happy that everything wasn't in vain. And, you know, and something came out of it.
So who do you think was like a better A&R for like, you know, picking your records for you during that time? Would it have been a J-Bo?
My partner, well, J-Bo for sure.
Okay.
J-Bo helped me with a lot of records in the beginning. Like, cause I used to just go play it for him. But West Side Blue, shout out to my West Side partner. He was the one I used to pull up on him at Big Oomps record store. 'Cause he used to be on that side of town, the West Side. And like I pulled up on him several times, leaving Shawty Red's house and playing like Trap or Die. He was like, yo, this is it. I thought he was just telling me that because he was my partner.
Right.
But he was like, yo, this is it. And I played him Air Forces. And he was like, man, what are you doing? Like, he wanted to come over there with me to the studio, but I was like, nah, because I was enjoying pulling up on him in my bucket. That's what we called our buckets, our work cars. You know, not the whip, but like the bucket. And playing him the records, sitting in the car. And just me and him sitting in there, and I'm just like, yeah, this one I just did at Shorty Red House. And I remember playing them Air Forces, and I just saw how he lit up, and I was like, yo, I think I got something.
And at what point did you realize he was right, too?
When I used to be out in the clubs and people would start approaching me, which I thought my management, with my people that I was doing business with at the time, I thought they were paying people to come tell me this to help me with my
I know
company.
you said it,
Like,
really?
not quite a crisis actor, but like, yo.
Yeah, but like, you know, just
react
come,
to it.
yeah, right. Like, yo, I really like your music. I'm like, what the hell? You know, I'm a street guy. You know, I didn't even know nobody knew me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because I used to walk around with the big Jeezy chain and everything that I was doing. Like, I had my name on the back of my jersey because I had jerseys. Shout out to Exclusive Game. He used to make my jerseys. And I used to wear a jersey every day with the matching Air Force Ones and Baby Napes or whatever with my name on the back and then my Jeezy chain. And I knew people from the street knew me, but it was like very few. So when you got somebody just walking up to you in the middle of visions, like, yo, I really like your music, you looking around like, yo, who paid you to come tell me that?
Nah.
And it started happening like more and more frequently, and I'm just like, damn. But I ain't gonna front though. At first I was a little paranoid.
I could imagine.
You know what I'm saying? Because I wasn't used to people approaching me. It was the other way around. Like, people would look at me and be like, no, I'm not going to talk to him. So it kind of threw me off. But it was different, bro. Like, it was different. But then when I really realized that it was real is after my album got leaked and I was doing the first birthday bash, and it was in Lakewood Amphitheater, and the DJ played Bottom of the Map by mistake before I came out on my set, and the whole crowd went crazy.
Crazy.
And I was in the back sweating hard. I'm like, oh my God, like, this is, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's when I was just like, okay, I think I arrived.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, Snowfall.
Yeah,
we can't
man.
wait
Yeah,
for the whole
Snowfall.
world to listen.
Come on.
100. You spoke on Coach K.
Yeah.
So
Still got love for him.
Yeah, it took a while for that to come up, you know, because we all
Nah, I don't think so. Nah.
You don't think so?
Nah.
Because we all know that you did work with him for quite some time.
For sure.
And then you say he went with the other guy.
I mean, he's went to other people. He works with other people now.
Yeah. So there's no relationship there anymore.
No, I got love for Coach.
Yeah.
I'm always had love for Coach. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, I gave him his name.
Really?
Yeah, Coach K. He want to play. That was the thing. We got that dude Trap or Die. Listen, man, I ain't on none of that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I want everybody to get their money. I want everybody to live their life, because that's what I'm gonna do. You know what I'm saying? For me, it's just like, you know, it's bigger than music. Like, this is legacy. All of us are out here thriving. Look at what Drama's doing. Look at what Coach is doing. Look at what, you know, Tip is doing. Look at, like, we out here.
Winning.
We can coexist. You know what I'm saying? You know, just because you went to Harvard and I went to Yale don't mean we can't be cool.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Big
It's
fact.
just like, everybody, is enough money, is enough success for everybody.
But is that an olive branch a little bit, though, for you to even speak on it?
No, he knows that.
Yeah.
I've never seen coaching not, like, well, you know, after we kind of, you know, chopped it up, I never seen coaching being like funny or nothing like that. He still talked to my people. I still kind of, and we've almost done some opportunities in the middle of that. So it's all love. Like, it's not like I'm gonna see him and walk through past him in the room like, oh, what's up? You know?
You know,
That's
another thing about 100, it's real cinematic, right?
Right.
And it sounds like you're closing the book on one chapter, getting ready to move on to something else.
And it's real.
What's the next thing, man?
Business, baby. This not vodka. I mean, this not vodka. This not gin. My Defiance Fuel water. You just all my businesses and what I'm doing, because this is, you just, again, you can't get boxed in. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I don't think a lot of people know that music is my talent, but business has always been my passion.
Yeah.
Like, I've always wanted to do real business, and this is, you know, I'm in a space where I'm able to do it, but I'm also able to, you know, enjoy the fact that I do have a skill set. My skill is to motivate my people, And when you see LeBron James play basketball, he's great on the court. Sometimes he wins, sometimes he loses. But if you look at his business portfolio,
and don't never lose.
he's winning.
Yeah.
Sturdy.
That's where I'm at with it.
Yeah.
Yo, man, well, yo, listen, pull up the album,
There
see
it
what
is,
this new
Snowfall.
chapter of Jeezy life is about. Snowfall, no
Snowfall.
W, all right?
Let's get it.
Only W's we got is the wins over here,
That's
man.
it, baby.
Keep it happening, man.
I like
And
that.
if people want to, like, you know, tap in on the merch and all that other stuff,
Yeah.
I know you about to roll out. Where can they go, bro?
Go on my page, Jeezy. You know what I'm saying? Go on my link, bio. Boom, I got you. Other than that, Snowfall out right now.
What's up with the
17.
podcast?
Yeah, I'm thinking about bringing that back.
Yeah, bring the podcast back. I
Yeah.
like the podcast.
Yeah, I'm gonna do it this time. I'm just minus the suits.
He's like, who's that fella?
Yeah, we didn't know who you were when you walked in the building one day.
Hey, that was me getting my business on. I was like,
But you know
yeah.
what? You tried it. You know what I'm saying?
It was fun, though.
It's
Yeah.
Ghost right here. Ghost.
Yeah, that's James St. Patrick. That's it. There you go.
Jeezy St.
There you go.
Patrick.
Jeezy St.
Love it, man.
Patrick.
Young Jeezy in the building. Jeezy, if you're nasty, Snowfall out now. Cop that, okay?
Yes, sir.
We are the morning hustle.